welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another one. I am Kgomotso, also known as Kgomotso Natural. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber and part of the notification gang squad, how you guys doing?
And it goes a little something like.
So today's video is actually in addition to the first video that I made on my skincare journey or my acne journey. So I noticed that a lot of people are actually quite interested in my Oratane or Accutane journey, and today's video will just be about Oratane, all that you need to know about Oratane, just as an addition to the first video, because also I got a lot of Instagram DMs of people asking me like about the Oratane and like, you know, side effects, etc. So I just want to make a disclaimer, guys. This video does not serve as medical advice. If you are seeking for medical advice, please go see like a doctor, a dermatologist. This video is just from my experience, what I know from my experience with Oratane. I've been on Oratane a couple of times, so I kind of like have an idea of what to expect when you're on Oratane. So if you're looking for like actual medical advice, please seek it from a professional. I am not a professional. I'm just a person who just went through it. Before I jump into the video, this will be a fact style, like it'll be facts, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and be rambling because I mean I enjoy rambling, but I don't think you guys enjoy rambling. So I'm just gonna be mentioning stuff that I think is important for people who are interested in Oratane or are thinking of exploring the Oratane journey. And without wasting any more time, let me actually get into this video. So you'll find that Accutane, Accutane, Oratane, Roaccutane, Accutane, I hope that is right. You'll find that with this drug, it has different names, right? So the different names doesn't mean that it's a different drug. So the original name is actually Roaccutane, and that is the name that was given by the first pharmaceutical company to come up with this drug and to actually manufacture it. So all the other names that I've mentioned, Oratane, and the other one that I can't pronounce, are just names for the generic drug. So the generic drug is produced by other pharmaceutical companies, but essentially it's the same drug. What is Oratane? Oratane is actually a retinoid, and what a retinoid is, it just means that it's part of the vitamin A family. So if you want to know more about retinoids, please just Google retinoids or vitamin A and you will know what they actually do. How does Oratane work? Oratane works by decreasing the amount of sebum or facial oil produced, because essentially that is what causes acne, right? So most of the time, if you notice, a lot of people who have acne are people who have oily skin. So what this drug is, it reduces the production of that oil, and also it increases the skin turnover. So if your skin probably, I don't know the science behind it, like in terms of actual facts, but if your skin like takes a month to actually renew, with Oratane, it's a much quicker process. Like it happens very quickly. When do you use Oratane? Oratane is usually the last resort for people with acne. Most of the time, dermatologists want to see that you have exhausted all the possible solutions to dealing with your acne. In my case, we tried everything. We tried topical creams, we tried antibiotics, we tried contraceptives, we tried a lot of things before I actually ended up with Oratane. So you kind of need to show that you have exhausted all the possible solutions to actually deal with your acne. Sometimes you don't even have to show it. A doctor can just notice that your acne is not normal acne, it's cystic acne, just by the way that the acne presents itself. So sometimes you can get away with not having to try everything else before you actually try Oratane. But basically, Oratane is usually the last resort to deal with acne. Oratane is a prescription drug. So you cannot go to the pharmacist and actually buy it over the counter. You need to have consulted with a doctor or a dermatologist and have obtained a script, because there is a lot of legalities with taking Oratane. Before you actually start Oratane, you are required to do blood work. You are also required to do blood work while you are on Oratane, because Oratane can actually have adverse or negative effects on your liver, and they need to show that before you start the actual drug, your liver is functioning at its optimal level. You also need to show that during the course of the treatment, the drug is not negatively affecting the function of your liver, right? So they can track that through blood tests and stuff. So you must expect a lot of blood test. Another thing about Oratane, if you are female, you cannot go on Oratane without being on a contraceptive. It's actually illegal to be on Oratane without being on contraceptives. And this is because Oratane causes fetal defects. So if you are to get pregnant while you're on Oratane or a short while after being on Oratane, it's guaranteed that you'll have a fetal defect. So you must expect to be put on birth control if you're not on one, and if you're on one, you need to prove that you are on one, because otherwise you're not allowed legally to drink Oratane. So now that I have given you more information about Oratane, I'm just going to tell you about the side effects, because that is also a big part of Oratane. So Oratane is known to have a lot of major side effects. The severity of the side effects varies from person to person, so you might not experience all the symptoms, none of the symptoms, some of the symptoms at different levels. Some don't even present themselves at all. I think I've said that. But the one major one is dryness. So Oratane is known to make everything dry. So in the process of reducing facial oil, because it cannot just target the face, it's gonna target every other place on your body that actually has moisture. So your skin is dry, your lips are dry, your scalp is dry, your homegirl down there is dry. If you have dry heels, they're gonna be drier than what they are. Everything basically is dry. The second one is cause like mood swings or like flares of depression, like depressive moments during your course. You can experience muscle and joint pain, especially if you're active. Like you must expect a little bit of aches, like at least like in my experience, I kind of know how it feels to be like 70 years old and having aches on your body, just a bit. It's not bad. Like for me, it's not bad to a point where I need to consult on it. But like since my basketball days, I always had a weak knee, and this time when I was on Oratane, it became weaker. You can also expect thinning hair and thinning nails. I haven't personally dealt with it yet. I don't know. There's also something called dry eye syndrome. So your eyes become drier than normal. And if this happens, please go consult your optometrist and get like eye drops. Because Oratane dries your skin, you can be prone to eczema. So I was prone to eczema recently. I had eczema patches on my eyelids, I had eczema patches around my mouth, around my nose, on my arms. And if that happens, go back to your dermatologist and they will prescribe something topical. And if it's bad, you will also get pills to actually reduce the amount of eczema. I forgot to mention, with Oratane, it becomes worse before it gets better. So it's a purging process first and then it becomes better. So probably the first 2 to 3 months of your treatment, you will have massive breakouts. This is something I recently learned, that it takes a while for a pimple to actually show up. So a pimple takes like approximately a few days to 4 months. Is it 4 months? I might be wrong, but it's that long. It can take like a few days to 4 months to actually show up on your skin. So it lives under your skin. By the time it shows up, it has been there for quite a while. So with Oratane, it purges everything out quickly. As I mentioned, like it increases the turnover of the skin. So it purges the pimples very quickly. All the pimples that were going to come at different stages of like the 6 months that you're on Oratane are going to come out all at once. Skin becomes very sensitive. Like if you have like sensitive skin, I have sensitive skin, it becomes more sensitive with Oratane. And I will do a more like thorough skin routine or like things that I use to help me to go through my Oratane journey in another video, just not in this one. If you have bad eyesight, even if you have good eyesight, Oratane can mess up your vision. Like if you had 20/20 vision, it can be reduced when you're on Oratane, and if you had bad vision before Oratane, it can be even worse on Oratane. But from my experience, what I noticed is the moment I stopped taking Oratane, my eyes were back to how they were before. So I don't know if it's a long-term thing, but for me it was not. I go back to normal after I stop using Oratane. So I think I need to touch on the costs and stuff related to Oratane. I can't actually give you feedback on this because I'm going through Oratane using medical aid, so I don't actually know the actual cost of the drug. I can tell you the cost of a consultation with a dermatologist is around 700 Rand. To that 700 Rand, add on the cost of the drug. I must also add in the contraceptive, because if you're female, you have to drink contraceptive, of which I think is unfair. Like, Who goes around making people pregnant? I don't go around making people pregnant. But anyway, discussion for another. Okay guys, so I think we have come to the end of this video, and I hope this video was informative for anyone who is considering going on Oratane, who has been given the option to do Oratane by the doctor or medical professional. I hope it was informative. I hope it gave you more of an insight into what to expect when you're on Oratane. Also, if you have been on Oratane or Accutane and I have missed something, like I've missed an important fact on Oratane, please leave it in the comment section. Let's have a conversation, let's educate each other, like let's help each other out. And if you liked the video, I hope you gave it a massive thumbs up. And if you liked what you saw in the video, I hope you hit that red subscribe button down there. And I hope you guys are keeping safe and you're keeping sane, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.